Good afternoon. I'm talking about something I'm very excited about. As some of you may know, I'm a fan of Westerns, but this is a different Western. I'm talking about radio dramas, specifically one in particular, The Six Shooter, starring Jimmy Stewart. Now, to back up for a second, radio dramas are making a huge comeback. Focus on the Family does a ton of them, and I know that there's another big up and coming company, Heirloom Audio, that's doing a bunch of historical fiction radio dramas. Now, just to differentiate for those of you who don't know what they are, you have audiobooks where they're either abridged or unabridged. Abridged meaning that they're shorter, condensed, and you have one author, one reader reading the audiobook. Unabridged is word for word, one person reads the audiobook. Now, a radio drama has multiple actors, sound effects. It's basically a movie without the visual. So you just sit back, and it's something that was huge in the 30s, the 40s, and even into the 50s. And you had The Lone Ranger and Roy Rogers, but then you also had comedies. You had like Abbott and Costello, you had Martin and Lewis, and all sorts of entertainment. That's where people mostly got their entertainment back then. So I'm going to talk about The Six Shooter. It's a hidden gem. Not many people know about it. It was on for 1 year, and it starred my favorite Western actor. I know everyone's a John Wayne guy, and I love John Wayne, but Jimmy Stewart is probably my favorite. So, some quick stats. The Six Shooter was a weekly old-time radio program created by Frank Burt. It lasted 39 episodes on NBC, and it was shown from September 20th, 1953 to June 24th, 1954, and primarily shown Sunday nights at 8 p.m. James Stewart starred as Britt Ponsett, a drifting cowboy in the final years of the Wild West. A trademark of the show was Stewart's use of first-person narrative, and he would whisper scenes as they were happening to give kind of a heightened sense of drama and relief when the situation was resolved. Now, many of you know Stewart from It's a Wonderful Life and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, but he was in a lot of westerns, just a couple of them: Winchester 73, The Far Country, Broken Arrow, Bend in the River, Naked Spur, Two Rode Together, The Rare Breed, and a couple of my favorites, How the West Was Won, and of course, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. So, not many of you know. I'll come back to that. So, The Six Shooter, a hidden gem as far as radio dramas go. It's clean, family-oriented, not even that violent, but it has adventure in it. And Jimmy Stewart, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, this guy is just a class act, and I'm going to show a clip of it in a minute. But just so, a little tidbit, one of the things that kind of sways me with actors is their personal life. I'm always interested in their personal life. Are they a Christian? Are they a believer? How do they carry themselves morally? And this guy was a pretty stand-up guy. He entered World War II in 1940, and he got booted from the draft. He got drafted in 1940. He got booted because he was underweight. So what did he do? He was already an established actor at that time. He went into Hollywood and hired this personal trainer to gain weight so he could get into the military. Ended up becoming a fighter pilot and actually flew in combat missions. And he retired a brigadier general. So just a little bit tidbit of trivia. So I'm going to show a clip from The Six Shooter, and I'll put a link in the description of where you can find these. They're pretty much free under apps for podcasts, but you can find them on YouTube and just on the internet as well. I think I bought every episode on a CD for like $3 on eBay as well. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy it. Oh, and I have my cowboy shirt on, by the way. All right, have a good night.
Today's episode is going to be The Six Shooter. Original air date is October 18th, 1953, and the title is Rink Lorkin. Hope you enjoy, and again, thanks for listening.
In just a moment, you'll hear James Stewart as the Six Shooter, just one of the many great stars brought to you on Sundays on NBC. Every Sunday, hear Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy in The Marriage, Sir Laurence Olivier on Theatre Royal, and Lawrence Tibbett with the Golden Voices, Helen Hayes, Frederick March, Rex Harrison, and Lily Palmer on the NBC Star Playhouse. All of them heard only on NBC. James Stewart as the Six Shooter. long-legged. His skin is sun-dyed brown. The gun in his holster is gray steel and rainbow mother-of-pearl, its handle unmarked. People call them both the six-shooter. The NBC Radio Network presents James Stewart as the Six-Shooter, a transcribed series of radio dramas based on the life of Britt Ponsett, the Texas plainsman who wandered through the Western territories, leaving behind a trail of still-remembered legends. Now, in just a moment, immediately following this important announcement, you will hear Act One of The Six-Shooter. A lot of vacations start as a daydream and end as a daydream for lack of money. That need not happen to you. You can have extra money when you need it. Simply join the payroll savings plan for buying United States savings bonds. When your bonds mature, you'll get back $4 for every $3 you invest. And there's your extra money, your vacation, both guaranteed. Ask your employer about buying United States savings bonds through the payroll savings plan, and then join. Now, Act One of The Six-Shooter, starring James Stewart.
The wind had died down, and it was quiet now. The only thing I could hear was the creek trickling away about 20 feet down from where I'd made camp for the night. I shifted my blanket, turned over on one side. The moon came out, and I could see the water skimming along, washing the pebbles clean. And, gee, it's funny the way the sound of a creek always makes you drowsy. I started to close my eyes, and then I got that same feeling again, that feeling I'd had all day. Scar feller, too. Ever since we turned off the main road into the trail to Petersville, I'd had a hunch that there was another horse not very far behind. Whoever was riding him managed to keep out of sight, but it was the same kind of a hunch you get when you feel a pair of eyes drilling into the back of your neck and then turn around and spot somebody staring at you. Scar hadn't been traveling very fast. Anybody could have caught us. It was real easy. The fellow back there hadn't wanted to catch up. That is, if my hunch was right. It wouldn't be the first time I played the wrong hunch. There's no point of losing sleep over it, anyhow. It was Scar that woke me up. I could see a shadow over by my pile of grub, and not more than 6-8 feet away. I inched my hand from under the blanket, and I got a grip on my gun. Are you looking for something, mister? Now. Hold on. Oh, just a minute. Hold on now. There. That's better. I'd kind of like to find out why you're pretty young to be roaming around this country, aren't you, son?
I'm 11.
Ah. You the fellas been following me all day?
It's a free trail, ain't it?
Yeah, guess it is.
Then you ain't got no right to interfere with my riding over it.
Oh, that's true enough. But, you haven't got much right stealing my grub, either.
I didn't steal any.
Well, that's what you were fixing to do, isn't it?
Maybe.
Ah. Now, if you're hungry, you're welcome to it. I got plenty of grub here, but you just didn't have to come sneaking around to...
I didn't know who you was. I was afraid you might try to send me back home.
Uh-huh. Well, just where is home?
Crescent.
Oh. Well, if you'll stir up the fire, I'll see what I can do about heating up some beans. How's that sound?
I'd appreciate it.
Good. All right. Hand me that pan over there, will you? There we are.
You won't tell nobody you ran into me, will you, mister? You won't tell them you seen me.
Well,
You're not taking me back to Crescent. No matter what happens, I'm not going back there. You understand that?
Now, take it easy now.